what are the top things that you're focused on? Because I know I'm excited about maybe 2 or 3 things.
I slipped on a leaf.
You have really selected the highest degree of difficulty, trying to keep things
I just wiped out. You can include that if you want, but it's...
We will definitely include you falling.
Okay.
Okay, let's go.
We're rolling. We're rolling.
Calling all cat people. This is a real thing. Real thing.
None of you have the balls to stop this. Stop this.
I've got plenty of time. I have nothing else going on today.
We're in the Wedge neighborhood right now.
I am excited.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
genuine excitement for you. I have to fake my excitement.
Oh, you have to fake it.
I was editing the Elliot Payne episode.
Yeah.
And I was like, how am I coming in so low energy for such a big guest? I just sounded disappointed to be there with him.
You're like, hey, so I guess I
Elliot
have
Payne
to
is
do
here.
this. Yeah, are you excited?
Here we are on the Wedge Live podcast, faking excitement for a rollerblade episode with Park Board at Large candidate in Minneapolis, Amber Frederick. Thank you for rollerblading alongside me as I bike.
No, this is great. I'm happy to be rollerblading with you as you bike.
So, what's the deal with the rollerblading?
What's the deal? What is the deal? Well, I got these rollerblades during the pandemic. Some people invested in a harmonica or iced lattes. And I went to Scheels. Actually, I went online, scheels.com, and I picked up a childhood favorite pastime. And then it kind of just stuck. I mean, it's very convenient to be able to stop and blade a little bit. Oh, hi. What about rollerblades?
Oh my God, we're rollerblading uphill.
So then when if you're uphill, you kind of just gotta walk it. Like with your skis out.
How are we feeling about the exertion level?
No, it's good. This is probably the most exertive part of the trail. So I was living at home with my parents and I was like, I'm bored. Want to get outside, and picked up the blades and I never looked back.
Wow, and here you are. Look where it's brought you.
Yes, it is. It really is great. You were saying earlier, but it's kind of like walking around with a dog. People have something to say about their experience with rollerblading, and it's kind of a cool way to connect to people. Brings out like some nostalgia factor.
Yeah, this
I think, yeah.
This older guy from Plymouth, before we started recording, approached and was like just very excited about your rollerblades. He chastised me for not having my own rollerblades.
Hey, he's a blader himself, so
he
you know.
He was very excited.
He had the expertise that only the blading community.
So a lot of people leave their park board ballots blank at the end. They
Yeah.
like vote for mayor and city council. When they get to the end, they're like, who are these people? I don't know. But way to weasel your way into the hearts of older Minneapolitans is to be the rollerblading candidate.
Yeah,
and that demographic always votes.
Yeah, the park board race, it's so funny because it is down ballot. It's not at the top of people's minds, but we're in a facility maintained by the park board. And a lot of people, when they talk about living in Minneapolis, say that that's one of their favorite things about the city. Mine too. Oops, I just hit the mic. Mine too. And the park board are part of the, majority of the reason that we have dedicated funds to maintain it and upkeep it. So I guess it's like advocating for and like bringing awareness to the park board as well as rollerblading. But yeah, it's a super important race, and a lot of what I've been hearing from people is about how much they and their families rely on the parks, rely on park systems and classes to engage their families too. So it's not just about what we're doing, but it's about engaging and creating opportunities for young people that eliminate barriers to what would otherwise be maybe too expensive or not a convenient location for people. And I'm committed as a candidate to creating more opportunities for young families like that.
What are the top things that you're focused on? Because I know I'm excited about maybe 2 or 3 things.
I slipped on a leaf.
You have really selected the highest degree of difficulty activity for the Wedge Life podcast. If this was a video game, you would have maxed out the difficulty level.
Yeah, I think so.
Are you okay?
No, I survived.
Okay.
I survived. So there's a lot of debris.
There is.
As you can tell.
It is a chilly October day with leaves all over, wet leaves
Wet
on the path.
leaves and mud.
Degree of difficulty is super high here. You can hear Amber breathing into your headphones if you're listening to the podcast.
I do apologize for the audio quality.
Where do we go now? I don't even know where we are.
We could cross here.
And go back or go through there?
You can include that if you want, but it's...
We will definitely include you falling.
Okay.
Okay, let's go. So,
yes.
Your priorities.
Yes.
I can think of the two or three things I'm excited about at most. And you're a candidate for office, you have to pretend to have a plan for everything and know about everything. But tell me the things you're really excited about getting to work on, that you know a lot about, that you're ready to go.
Yeah, I am excited about engagement, specifically with young people. I work as a youth support specialist right now, and a lot of my job is really just creating space for our young people to speak about what's important to them. And as a candidate, I also hear a lot from parents and family members. Oh, I'm getting lost, John. I'm getting lost. It's a little muddy. Hold on.
Who selected this route?
I know.
Oh my God. You got tree branches popping out of the path. This is definitely where a polished, experienced rollerblader would choose to go roller. I think you're faking the rollerblading thing. Because if I was a rollerblader, I would avoid this area entirely.
I last rollerbladed here this summer, and it was a lot different.
Did you go up this path?
Yeah.
This is a very tree branch, like we got roots.
It's ridden,
The
yeah.
path is not great.
No, and I will say I don't know if the requirements for paths include rollerbladers. Like you got walking, you got biking. Where do we fit in?
I see a lot of rollerbladers using the bike path, and I'm okay with that.
Okay.
I don't mind sharing space with rollerbladers.
Yeah, they are wheels. They're wheels after all. Youth engagement is definitely a top priority, and I'm most excited about it because we have a lot of stakeholders in the park system, and young people are a huge part of that I think sometimes we think like, we're doing the right thing, and I would agree in a lot of ways. And I also think that young people deserve a voice. So listening to and talking to young people about what it is they want to see, what kind of jobs do they want to have, like what kind of support do they need in our park system is something I'm really excited about. And then also tackling and uplifting the park board's response to some of the ecologic needs, like hiring and maintaining someone who is dedicated to the environmental resources that we have, because it's vital that these parks last for generations. And having, oh, nice. This is great. We made it.
Are we ready to mount up?
Yeah.
Okay. So you started the year as a city council candidate, and now you're a park board candidate. What is it about you as a person that you think is well suited to run for office? Why would you do that?
Yeah. The office role of the candidate for an official is definitely not something that I sought out as a career initially. I began working as a facilitator in middle school classrooms, so back to my work with young people, and there I just kind of perfected my ability to generate and create spaces for young people to be in conversation. And then I transitioned to my role that I work in right now as a youth support specialist in a similar way. So it's a lot of listening, and it's a lot of responding and giving feedback to young people, which I think aids in the role of public service as well, because as much as I'm talking to you, I like to lead conversations with listening so that I can gather opinions and information that generate the best services. So, like, my career has given me that, but then I also, am just a person who likes people. And I was a theater major in college, so I'm very comfortable talking to people and being in front of crowds. And
have you watched a park board meeting before?
I have. You think they could be more theatrical?
Less theatrical, please. There's too much drama.
There's too much theatrics.
Park board, too many villains.
It's funny because a lot of people will be like, oh, that makes sense. Like theater, actor, that kind of training makes sense for politics. And then I look at some of the politics that happen and I'm like, none of this is a show I would necessarily recommend. I'm like, we have some real work that needs to be done, obviously, and I think that we as a city can do a lot more to focus our attention on that work, instead of kind of what you're saying, which is back and forth sort of conversations that don't necessarily seem as generative. But I appreciate when that does result in some really good generative work, but whoa, stick! All right.
So, are you familiar with Tom Olson's a push for open parkways? He's been on a mission on the park board to have open parkways occasionally, kind of like how we have open streets.
Sorry.
That's okay. We should be able to close the parkways from time to time to have events and to let people walk. People loved it during the pandemic to be able to walk on the parkways without the fear of cars speeding through. You a supporter of something like that?
I am, yeah. I think our parkways are an avenue for community building, and knowing how much people enjoyed to be there freely and openly is feedback that I hear all the time from people on the doors, and I've talked to Tom about it as well. And I think I won't speak for Tom, but I think from what I've gathered, there are opportunities and creative ways to bring people into our parkways on foot. And I think an approach that supports both pedestrian access and maintaining access for all is something I'm super excited to work with the commissioners on. Because there's a lot of really great places, like I know like the Isles and the Grand Rounds are a good like place to start with that. And I think that would be a really good opportunity to also bring in like businesses, community involvement, creative avenues like that.
So you're out talking to people who maybe don't understand the relevance of the park board to their lives. How do you explain to people why the park board is important?
I would ask, or I would, kind of inquire with folks like what their experience is with our park system and what sorts of activities or engagement that they like to do at the parks, and then follow that up with how those systems and those structures are placed, right? So we have a large municipal budget, larger than some major cities in Minnesota. And I would kind of relate it akin to like the parks city council.
Right.
Because I think the park board as like a name.
City Council for Parks.
City Council for Parks, yep. And I would explain to folks, it's almost as if we're electing a board to represent this municipality. And as far as how I fit into that equation, I am the only park board candidate that's DFL, labor, and women winning endorsed. So I'm the only.
Well, you cheated for the women winning endorsement.
I cheated.
You are a woman.
Oh.
That's how they decide.
She runs.
When has a man ever won the women winning endorsement?
You're asking the hard-hitting questions, Sean. Keep asking them, okay?
There's a clear women bias to the women winning endorsement.
Yeah, but when you overlap those things, you get me. When you overlap labor and you overlap DFL and you overlap women winning, you get me. The DFL convention, I straight up had people assume throughout the convention, it was a long day, it was a long process, but I had people come up to me and be like, I just thought you were Michael Wilson's girlfriend.
You're just hanging around.
And I'm just hanging around.
Hanging around with these dudes. What does it say about the way you look at Michael Wilson, though, that people assume?
I really think, well, I'd say good for him, number one. And then I would say that, he's generating some really active.
Is he a heartthrob? Do people just assume he's the heartthrob of all the...
I think it had more to do with me. Who's this woman? Who is this woman? And I had a few weeks, maybe 2.5 weeks to prepare for the city convention, which brought its challenges of its own. But at the convention, after I made the speech, is when I heard from folks I assumed X, Y, or Z. I assumed you were a candidate's girlfriend. And I was like, nope, I'm the candidate.
Did you scold that person?
Not publicly.
You're scolding them here on the podcast, I feel like. They're getting...
You're right, that is public.
Really harshly scolded for assuming you were just another candidate's girlfriend.
I mean, it's true, that's what we're up against. And I think that people, whether you want to, it goes for everybody, whether you want to admit it or not, we put assumptions onto other people, and that's an assumption placed on me.
When I think about the political divide on the park board, then this is just me, but it's candidates who are trying to keep things the same. They are protecting...
I just wiped out.
Oh, you did? Are you okay?
No, I'm good.
When I think about the political divide on the park board, it is a coalition of people, the current park board majority, who want to keep things the same, who want to serve the interests of people in big, expensive houses who live across the street from the park, not really taking a wider perspective on park users and amenities that serve everyone. Do you share that view? And if you don't, how would you describe the political divide? Because there is one.
Yeah, there is, absolutely. Maybe you want to take a break? I can answer the question.
Yes. Was this a bad idea, the rollerblading?
I think it's going all right. I mean, hopefully you have some useful footage.
So it'll be fine. I'm just wondering if you regret doing this yourself.
No, I mean, it's hard, but also like...
This is just what Amber Frederick is about. Choosing the hard way, not the easy way.
It's gonna take some time, some sweat, some exertion. I think it's not just the park board that we sense that division. Like, I think there's a lot of division in terms of what does Minneapolis as a city want to function like. And we've got kind of a camp, over here that, you're right, like, wants to kind of service some of the status quo and maintain some of the original, like, beliefs that maybe serve some purpose in some ways. And then we also have, a camp of people who are fed up, who don't see the system as it is functioning proactively anymore, and creating and generating new policies and experiences that service the whole city. So I live on the north side. We're at Theodore Wirth, and I believe that the best way for us to uplift the city as a whole is to invest in and create opportunities for those who've been left out. And that I would put myself in a camp of, a coalition that maybe believes one thing is right or the other thing is right. But I believe that, like, the only way we're going to do that is if we really work together and we create opportunities together to service who we know, who I've heard folks from every corner of the city who believe that, we need to invest in North Side and create opportunities for our young girls in my neighborhood to find connections to our natural spaces. And I think it's like the common ground that I believe and that I can service as a city commissioner, or as a citywide commissioner, rather, a path forward. So it's kind of a way that I think I'm poised to bridge that divide a little bit by creating my own path and finding solutions to move forward.
So last thing, this
Yep.
is my favorite park board thing recently, is the vote to elect a mission-focused apolitical park board. Did you see that email?
I saw that email. I did.
We are Minneapolis residents reaching out to, and this is an email from some of the most political people in the city, just calling for an apolitical park board. It's ridiculous. We are Minneapolis residents reaching out to share both our profound concerns about the upcoming election of Minneapolis Park and Recreation Board commissioners and the names of candidates we recommend. Our elected park board plays an essential role in ensuring a healthy city and equitable quality of life in our neighborhoods. As the principal stewards of, where are the complaints here? What are they afraid of? Sorry, I didn't prepare
No, that's
the
okay.
excerpt here. I don't know.
You'll get to it, I'm sure.
Here's the or. So I guess this is a description of you and your coalition.
Okay.
Or we can choose candidates who will sideline the park board mission while using their office to advance their own ideological, political, or personal agendas at great cost to park board independence and integrity, to the natural resources that are the basis of everything the park board provides. So you're campaigning. Do you understand what they're afraid of? Like, either based on what I just read or people you talk to, what are they afraid of?
So I don't know. I've never spoken to the originator of this email.
Oh, it's a bunch of people. It's all the worst people in Minneapolis.
Well,
and multiple originators.
So multiple originators, I guess. I don't know, like, I haven't spoken to a majority of the people on that list. Granted, I don't really approach individuals out of the blue to ask opinions.
But I mean, You hear complaints. You're
But I
running for office.
do.
You know what the critics are saying.
Yeah.
And I guess you're the
What are they
expert
afraid
in
of?
knowing what they mean by that, or what you think they mean by that. Like, what do you think the critics are afraid of, and what they think you're going to do that is so bad?
Well, the first thing that comes to mind is that scene from Casablanca when he's told to
About gambling happening in the casino?
Yes.
They're afraid politics are happening in the election for Park Board?
Yes, like that's the first thing that kind of comes to mind. I guess so. What I can kind of attribute it to is this sense of equity, meaning that there's less for some other people, and maybe that's where we've kind of seen that rhetoric play out nationally, and that trickles down. I mean, I wouldn't even say that the president created that rhetoric. He just fed the rhetoric, and I think that whether we're open to those conversations or we're not, is a big part of that. And I think we see some people that are not as open to seeing what rhetoric potentially does to our belief system, and that we might have these fears of something holding us back. I don't know what those fears are specifically, but I think it's maybe the fear of the unknown. Like, what will happen if we strive for equity and we strive for equality? And what we know, I'm a white person. I don't know the majority of what a lot of people who signed on to that email are, but what I know about equity and working towards equity serves everybody. And when you come from a place of always having that, or of walking through life, not necessarily questioning that, it can be kind of scary for people to be confronted with an alternative. So the fear of the unknown is what I would maybe chalk it up to. It seems that there's some of that.
I'm going to sum it up as they are afraid of open parkways. They're afraid of the war on cars. I feel like a lot of them are afraid of that. The idea of maybe creating a little bit more park space. That's one issue that's come up. The Uptown Mall, there was a plan to create more park space but sacrifice some parking, and that ended up getting killed, even though it was an adopted plan. I think there's a big transportation element to it, which is odd because parks are about getting out of your car and enjoying them, just getting out into the outdoors, not necessarily driving through them, I think.
Right. Well, and I'm a huge champion too for bus stops and transit to our park system, which again is a way to expand that access. And I think there's a world that we can build where we're not cutting off one leg of transportation or access to increase another.
We're not at risk of banning cars in the parks.
No.
Amber Frederick, candidate for Minneapolis Park Board at large, one of the 3 at-large seats.
Yes.
Thank you for joining me.
Thank you, John.
And I hope you don't regret choosing rollerblades as your mode of transportation on the podcast.
Not one bit. Now that I've stopped and can catch my breath, not one bit.
Okay, well, this has been the Wedge Live podcast. I'm your host, John Edwards. Thank you for listening.
This is a real thing. Real thing.
None of you have the balls to stop this. Stop this.
I've got plenty of time. I have nothing else going on today.
We're in the Wedge neighborhood right now.